फीवर 104 एफएम पर ग्लेन मैं हूं और मार्क इधर है. Mark Hamill, I'm having this fanboy moment. I cannot believe it is you.
Wow.
Can you pitch me?
Oh, of course.
This is Mark Hamill out here. Ladies and gentlemen, Luke Skywalker in front of me. I'm a radio presenter from India.
Okay.
Belong to this radio station called Fever 104 FM and also a TV presenter. My first question to you is, how does it feel to promote a film you can't talk about?
Isn't it crazy? It's quite the paradox because at first I said, does this movie really need publicity? I don't think there's anybody on earth that doesn't know that a new Star Wars movie is coming out. And then to go out and, as you say, have to talk about a film that we're not supposed to talk about it's quite the challenge.
Absolutely. So, moving ahead, this is a very important line that you see in the trailer which says, it's time for the Jedis to end. Why, Mark? This is the most original question everybody has possibly asked you.
Well, when I read that, I was as stunned as can be. He also says, this is not going to go the way you think.
Right.
That's also quite accurate because Luke was always the most optimistic, positive character. And for him to be in a place where he wants the Jedi to end, it's just unthinkable. But you'll see why when you see the film.
Interesting. Now, moving a little away from the film, you have this very interesting Beatles memorabilia.
Oh, I do. Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Well, the Beatles were my Star Wars. And by that I mean it was, the way Star Wars has become this pop culture phenomenon. I was 11 years old when I first heard the Beatles, and I just loved them. They just rocked my world. And I loved everything about them. Their humor, their accent, they were so exotic. They made fun of themselves. I mean, they had girls screaming and chasing them. So, I love them beyond any sort of explanation. So I'm not comparing ourselves to the greatness of the Beatles, but in terms of inexplicable fan fervor, that's what I relate to. And I'll see in interviews, they'll say to George Harrison, what was it like to be in the Beatles? And his answer was, what was it like not to be in the Beatles? Which, when people say, what was it like to be in Star Wars, I don't know how to answer that because I was in it, so I don't know what it was like to not be in it. But it's been just a joy.
But, I have to thank you on behalf of everybody from India for giving us dreams, for giving us a film that is so good and a legacy of 40 years.
Well, they're very positive films. They're very optimistic. They're telling every person that Luke wasn't spectacularly gifted. He wasn't super intelligent. He wasn't physically imposing. He was just sort of an average teenager. And that's a wonderful message to tell people that if you do the right thing selflessly, not for self-aggrandizement, but for the good of all, that's basically as pure as it gets. And I think it's a great message for everyone.
Well, because we're Indians and we have an Indian head nod, so I'm going to teach you the Indian head nod, which is for yes, which is the equivalent of yes. And if you do not agree, you've got to say nahi. Nahi is the equivalent of no.
Nahi?
Nahi. Nahi.
Nahi.
All right.
Okay.
So I'm going to ask you questions. I'm going to throw situations to you. I'm your father. Can I own your lightsaber?
Well, no. Actually, I don't even have one. If I did, I'd be more than happy to let you have it.
Will you train me to be a Jedi?
Well, there's a sign-up sheet in the hall, so...
Excellent. Can I have Harrison Ford's cell number?
He'd kill me.
All right. Well, would you teach me to be left-handed and use a lightsaber with the right hand?
Well, I am left-handed.
Exactly.
But all the stunt people are right-handed, so I had to learn the right-handed way, because they're the ones that make you look good. They're really expert swordsmen. So you choreograph it very carefully. There's no improvised movement. It was like when I did a Broadway musical. You learn the dance routines by doing them over and over and over again. I have the greatest respect for the stunt people. They make me look good in a way I'm not in real life.
And my last situation to you is, can I own the original Luke Skywalker boots that even your boy asked you for? Could I own them just for a few seconds?
Well, for a few seconds, but I hate to disappoint you. They have so aged. I've aged better than they have. They're shriveled and they're not as supple and soft as they used to be. But they're a wonderful memento of those great memories that I have.
Sir, thank you for this moment.
My pleasure.
I forever cherish it. My last question.
Thank you.
I hope you liked the interview. Is it or nahi? Thank you so
Excellent.
much. And the force is with
With
me.
you.
I'm so happy. Thank you so much.
Saber!